Hello everyone and welcome back to Zaclit Educational Channel. So in this video, we are going to know about the expected cutoff for the UGC NET Environmental Science paper for the December 2024 cycle. Yes, we will also know the revised answer key, wrong answers and factors responsible to determine the cutoff for any subject considering both paper 1 and paper 2. So without much delay, let's start today's video. So first of all, let us know the poll which was conducted in our Telegram group, that is Learn for the Environment, regarding what's the total marks in the UGC NET December 2024 examination. So this examination was conducted on 21st of January 2024 and it was the postponement of our environmental science paper along with some other papers due to the religious functions and all. So leave it apart as per the revised answer key released. Yes, what is this revised answer key released? Because the thing is that after the NTA released the answer key with the response sheet, the next day they released one changed answer key, that is a revised answer key, which happened for the first time in the history of NTA UGC, that before even challenging the options or questions, they released one revised answer key because that was a blunder and it was having a lot of mistakes. Even after that, there are certain mistakes which we will be discussing in this video. So among 470 votes around which were given in our Telegram page regarding the total marks secured, so we can see here 10% of students are having less than 120 marks and maximum you can see here 140 to 190 range. It is having the most number of candidates, those who are above 140 marks. So this 120 to 140, less than 120, we are not considering for the JRF thing, because as you can see here, it is giving us an idea that it was not that easy. It was also not that hard. That is not that many people are above 180 or 190, but it was of moderate level paper. It was not that easy. It was not that difficult. So this is the scene from the votes which we have collected through the poll conducted in our Telegram page. Now we will know some of the important factors. So regarding the updated answer key, I would like to remind you that 1st of February 2025 in the evening, this updated answer key came because the previous day, that was on 31st of January 2025, the blunder answer key was uploaded by the NTA UGC, and this thing will be uploading in the Telegram page, that is the Learn for the Environment, the updated answer key. If you haven't checked, you can check this updated answer key. We will know UGC NET cutoff depends on which factors. Yes, these are the important factors on which the UGC NET cutoff depends. First is total number of candidates appeared in the subject. Yes, if the more number of candidates are appearing, more number of JRF will be awarded. Yes, because for example, if there are 10 students appearing and 6% will be getting the JRF. For example, 100, not 10. 6% means 6 people will be getting the JRF. And if 1000 people are appearing, then how many people will be getting JRF? It will be 60 people. But there is a limit in every paper. There is a limit that how many people will be getting the JRF. So if the number of candidates are appearing more, then it will be more for the JRF candidates qualifying. Next is difficulty level of the examination. So from all the views given by the Zaclit team members, we have concluded a little bit that this time the question was moderate to difficult, as we have discussed in the mega review of the examination. So it was not easy. All the sequence wise questions were very much not clear. It was like if your concept is clear, you will be able to answer that. Many things were match the following, direct question, direct one word answer or one sentence answer was very few. So difficulty level, yes, it is increasing day by day, but yes, it will based on all of your candidates' performance. So if the difficulty level is more, the cutoff will go less. Next is previous year's trend. How the trend is going on. For example, if the cutoff is 60% in the JRF for the environmental science, we cannot say drastically this year it will come to 50% even if the paper is much difficult. So it will be somewhat around this, plus minus 2% or 3% or 4%. So difficulty level after that previous year's trends also we should see. So in next slide I will be telling you the last time paper. From that you will be able to know what was the trend going on. Next is considering both paper 1 and paper 2. If paper 2 was moderate or difficult, If paper 1 was comparatively easier, then it will be having the plus point those who have appeared for the paper 1 in maximum number of questions if they have answered it correctly. So if your paper 1 has gone well, paper 2 has gone moderately well, then you will be able to qualify JRF. No need to worry if the paper 2 has not gone well. Paper 1, if you have done well comparatively, then you will be getting the JRF. So both the paper we have to calculate and consider. Now let us know, after the updated answer key came, what are certain questions which many of you are having the doubts. So we have selectedly taken some of the most frequently asked doubts which we are having. First is this: match the following from the statistics part. Types of sampling was given in list 1 and list 2 description was given. And here, as per the answer key, it was A will match with 1, B with 4, C with 3 and D with 2. So here what happens is that this also updated answer key, it is also wrong. Yes, it is not correct. What will be the correct one? Correct one, I will tell you, random sampling. Random sampling will match with equal chances for all participants. So it may sound it is random, but this random sampling means it will have equal chances for all participants when you are carrying out any statistical analysis or statistical sampling. Next is stratified sampling. Stratified sampling means dividing the population into subgroups or strata that are individually more homogeneous than the population and sampling from each of them. So it is not taking the whole population but dividing population into subgroups that are individually more homogeneous, similar kind of, not heterogeneous, than the population and then sampling from them. Next is cluster sampling. What is cluster sampling? It means sampling is used, this type of sampling, when population is divided into smaller groups which share common characteristics. So there is a very fine difference between these two things, 1 and 3rd description. You should be careful about that. And next is systematic sampling. Systematic sampling will match with selecting every nth individual. For example, we are having 100 population and we have to select every 10th individual, 20th individual, 30th individual. That means that 10th individual we have to select. So that is the meaning of the systematic sampling. So as per this, the answer key should be option number 1, A with 4, B with 1, C with 3 and D with 2. So this needs to be changed when the new answer key will be revised. Coming to the next frequently asked doubt from the candidates, this is which of the following gases absorbs outgoing terrestrial radiation in the long wave atmospheric window. So here the answer is given as ozone, but ozone is not at all correct. It will be water vapor 100%, which absorbs the outgoing terrestrial radiation in the long wave atmospheric window. Coming to the next question, this was given that arrange the following aquifer materials in increasing order of the porosity. So this was the confusing thing. Those who are not having the concept clear, they were confused within porosity and permeability. So here the option given is B, C, D, A. That means first is limestone, then gravel, then fine sand and then clay. That is the increasing order of the porosity. And it is absolutely correct. So it is not having any wrong answer. It is absolutely correct, and we will know this concept because if you are attempting in the next attempt, we should be clear for this concept. So here comes this thing, simple thing you should note down. So what is porosity? Porosity is the percentage of void, that means empty space in a material, which determines its ability to store water. For example, there is a material, what amount of empty space is present in that, which determines its ability to store water. More the void space, more the ability to store water. So in this case, what will happen is that we'll know among the 4 options given, clay, limestone, gravel and fine sand, limestone is having 5 to 20% porosity, that is the lowest among these 4 due to compaction and cementation, limestone. Gravel is having higher porosity than the limestone due to large pore space but low water retention. Water retention is low, but the void space, empty space is more. Next comes the fine sand. They are the small grains and they are having high porosity as compared to the gravel. Then comes the clay, which is having the highest porosity but very low permeability due to tiny pores. You will know what is permeability. So here this data is given, this percentage is given. Somewhere it will be varying little bit, but this is the sequence: first limestone, then gravel, then fine sand and then clay. Now we will know permeability. Permeability refers to the ability of the water to pass through a material. It is not that how much empty space is there. It is the ability to pass through a material. Some substance may be having high porosity, but they may have the low permeability. If the pores are not well connected, for example, clay is having the high porosity, but it is not that it is having the high permeability, it is having the low permeability. So if it is asking permeability, then sequence will be clay followed by fine sand, then limestone, then gravel. I hope it is clear. Let's move to the next slide. Now coming to this issue, that is Griha rating. Yes, here it was given that a building can be awarded 3-star rating under the Griha rating norms 2019 if its point score is how much? So here the point score according to the 2019 only we have to follow, because it is clearly given in the question. Here 25 to 40 means it will be given 1 star, 41 to 55 2 star, 56 to 73 star, 71 to 85 4 star, and 86 and above will be given as 5 star as per the Griha 2019 ratings. In the question it was given which will be given 3 star, and here we can see 3 star means it should be in between 56 to 70. That means it will be 68. Option 2 will be correct. It is given correctly in the answer key. It is not a question about challenging because it is already changed in the updated answer key. I hope it is clear. So now we will know the expected cutoff, that is the safe score for the December 2024 examination in the environmental science paper. So first of all, you should know the trend, that is the last year, that is the June 2024 last session. What was the cutoff? In the unreserved or general category, the net LS cutoff was 160 marks and net JRF was 182 marks. Similarly, in the EWS category, it was 148 in net LS and net JRF was 172. So we are not considering for the PhD category. This is only 2 categories which we are considering in this video. For the OBC category, it was 146 net LS and net JRF was 170. SC category 138 was the net LS and net JRF was 160, and for ST category net LS was 136 and net JRF was similar to SC, that is 160 marks. But now as per our prediction, it is just a prediction. We are not saying that it will be exactly same. It is just based on our experience and from the candidates, those who are given us the inputs. So this may vary and this will be nearby to the score which we'll be predicting here. Don't get unhappy or don't get much excited after seeing that. This is just an expected cutoff prediction. So now we will tell you that we are expecting that this time net LS in the unreserved or general category will be around 164 and net JRF will be around 186. So and next will be for the EWS category, we are predicting 152 in the net LS and 178 for the net JRF. If you are having or more, then you are on the safer side. 150 if you are having in the OBC category net LS, you are on the safer side. 176 for the JRF in the OBC category. Similarly, SC will be 144 in the net LS category. You should be having that much score for safe side. 168 in the JRF category for the SC for being in the safe side. ST candidates, those who are having 142 and more, they are on the safe side. And 166 for the net JRF for the ST candidates. So this is the prediction. Now I will remove this because it is little bit messy here. So here comes the clear picture. Now you can see. So what does that mean? 164 means if you are having 82 questions or more correctly, then you have done well. In the net LS category, you are on the safer side. Similarly, if you have done 93 questions correctly in the paper, then for the unreserved category, it is the safer side. 152 means 76 questions you should do in the EWS category for the net LS and 89 questions for the net JRF. Similarly, 75 questions for OBC candidates net LS, they must have done correctly, and 88 questions in case for JRF in the OBC category. Similarly, in case of SC candidates, 72 questions safer side for the net LS and 168, that means 84 questions safer side for the net JRF. Similarly, for ST candidates, 71 questions for net LS safer side. 166 will be, that means 83 questions for the safer side in the net JRF category for the ST. So this is just a prediction as I have told, but last time what we predicted, plus minus 4 we told, and this time also plus minus 4 marks can be happening, and that was close and we were correctly doing the analysis and we predicted the expected cutoff near to the cutoff which we came. So that's all for this video. Don't lose hope. Now you have done your work, you have done your examination, given your examination. No need to panic. See you guys in our next video. Till then, keep smiling and believe in yourself.